All right, good morning, trade pros. Me from a different angle because I forgot to move the camera. Let me just make sure that the YouTube's still working. All right, it is. All right, welcome to our morning market update for this awesome Friday, November the 1st, 2019. Hope you guys are having a phenomenal day so far. Hope everyone made it safe through Halloween. It was a spooky time and it was great. We didn't do anything. I was in office about 10 p.m. last night. That's what I do with my Halloweens nowadays. It's fun. All right. I dressed up as a really busy business owner. This is my costume. Uh, was that my car alarm? No. All right, let's kick it off. A lot of things to talk about. Fitbit shares this morning have been halted officially. There's rumors that Google was going to acquire Fitbit, company stock symbol FIT. That came out earlier this week. Today it's halted for pending an announcement. So watch that. If you're a Fitbit shareholder, you should already be aware of this and you shouldn't be surprised. The big news this morning at 8:30 was Nonfarm Payrolls. This is a private jobs report that comes out on a monthly basis. It's the first Friday of every month, and it looks back to the month directly before it. So, an example: this Friday was November 1st and was for all numbers of October. All right, because it's such a short release or short time window to prepare the report, there's a lot of revisions to the back months or the previous releases. Today, this is how it came out. There's a threefold release in this report. Three economic factors in every report that you need to worry about. Number one is the non-farm employment change. Just mean how many jobs were added in the private sector that are not farming related. That's why it's called non-farm. All right, 128,000 jobs is the answer versus 90,000 expected and 136,000 prior. So the number was more than expected, but less than the prior month. The saving grace was the back month revision, which was revised from 136 to 180,000. So the good news here is we beat the expectation, all right, and at the same time, we revised the previous month, the month of September, higher as well. That's the good news. Here's the bad news. The bad news is 90,000 was a really low expectation to begin with. All right. Considering we're getting into a period where you're going to start to see seasonal employment and hiring opportunities for the holiday season, this report stinks. Expecting 90,000 jobs is not expecting much. Right. It's like, the prom and you're waiting for your date and you expect them to show up at 8 and they text you at 12:30 like, sorry, I went with somebody else, just so you know. 12:30 in the AM, right? That's kind of what happened. It's like, I missed out. That's a very low expectation to smile about. Hey, at least you texted. All right. So I had 120,000 against a backdrop of 9,000 expected. Not good. On the average hourly earnings front, because remember, it's a three-tier report, we got a 0.2 print versus 0.3, 1/10 softer than expected. That means more jobs were added than expected, less than last month, and those jobs are not as well paying. So that's not a good thing. Unemployment rate sat at 3.6%. That's a decent thing. So all in all, mixed report. It has a slight bullish skew in how the market's going to interpret it. But if you look a little bit deeper, it's actually not a great report. It's kind of on the borderline of just being a meh report, like a shrug. All right. 10 a.m. this morning, we have ISM manufacturing data. You need to know about that. In a reaction to non-farm payrolls, by the way, S&P 500 rallied about 8.5 points immediately. There wasn't really as much opportunity to jump on board because it was very thin trading on high algorithmic activity, a lot of back and forth. And, you couldn't really catch it till the move settled in, was probably already up 7 points. But today we're going to get some volatility because of it heading into the last day of the week and the first day of the month. All right. What else? T-bills fell slightly. Spot gold fell about $5 on the news. And that's where we're at the morning. 7:29, ExxonMobil released their quarter 3 earnings, or 3Q, for 2019 on earnings per share of 75 cents versus an expected of 67. That's a beat. That's really good. Revenue 65 billion versus 64.79 billion. That's also good. Disconnect. When calls come through on my phone that's connected to Bluetooth, it cuts off the audio that you're listening to and just goes to my phone. Prioritizes my phone. And you know what? It should. That's a good, smart move. All right, 8:30, we saw Chevron earnings coming out, another huge oil tech, oil giant in the industry. EPS 136 versus 145 expected. Revenue 35 billion versus 37.69 expected. All right, it was pretty good. CVX, which is Chevron, has a 2.9% weighing in the Dow Jones Industrial Average, where ExxonMobil, XOM, has a 1.7% weight on the Dow Jones. So if you add those up, you got 4.6% of the entire Dow Jones being represented in this morning's earnings reports. So you watch these two stocks if you're a Dow trader, or you'll use Dow as a correlation, because they're going to be pretty important. These two and Boeing account for 15%. All right. Thursday's key earnings yesterday, Altria minus 2.6%, taking a 4.5 billion write-down hit on the popular device Juul. All right, more reports are surfacing that this Juul device is unsafe. Donald Trump's administration said that they're going to make a move to an aggressive move. He didn't really say what it was or follow up, but some people are saying there's going to be a ban on flavored vapes, or potentially even an outright ban on it, which I think is going to be tough to enforce. But anyways, down 2.6%. Kraft Heinz up 13.5% on earnings. Pinterest is down 20% on a revenue miss and a downside outlook. All right, I don't want to get into this spiel, but for those of you that are new investors, especially the younger millennial generation, right? This would never fly in any other era other than 1999 into the tech bubble, where a company just lets people post pictures and is worth billions of dollars. But there is a lot of monetization on ad revenue. And like I've said this before, all tech companies in the last 10 years, you could easily call them an ad agency and get away with it. If you think about it, it's data collection and then providing access to the network based on that data to target consumers with ads. That's how they've been making their money. Pinterest is down, not a good thing. SiriusXM, which, by the way, we were interviewed for this week. I think the news got out. The Trade Pro Academy is going to be on SiriusXM because it's up 3.9% on revenue growth and guidance hike, because they're going to be featuring such engaging content. Channel 167 this weekend on SiriusXM. I don't know what time. Check it out on their website. I was interviewed for it. It was really fun, actually. In Asia, Japan's down 0.3%. Hong Kong's up 0.7%. China's up 1%. India's flat. Europe at midday, everything's up 0.4%. The big indices that we usually track. So that's pretty good. In the United States, everything's up 0.3% on the back of some excitement around non-farm payrolls. Crude oil. My monitor blanked out. Gives my eyes a rest every 50 minutes. It forces me to take a break. Except when I'm trading, I disable it. Oil prices at the moment are 54.76. Down off the open of the 95s. Overnight high was actually 95 as well. So we opened at the overnight high. We're seeing a little bit of a fade. There's some downside support structure. Gold prices dropped to as low as 1506, I want to say, but I got to scroll down. 1505.40 is a low print of gold overnight. And that was on the back of these non-farm payrolls. So we just got that low print not too long ago, under 40 minutes. Bitcoin's up 1.3%, still mid or low 9,000s. We've already had non-farm payrolls. 9:30, we have Fed's Kaplan speaking. 9:45, PMI manufacturing index. Last time it came out, it caused a disaster for the market and a lot of volatility. Keep an eye on it. ISM manufacturing index at 10 a.m. Construction spending at 10 a.m. And then in the afternoon, you got a flurry of Fed speakers that nobody's going to listen to because we won't be trading in the afternoon. You shouldn't be trading on the afternoon to Friday. If you're in a professional environment, if you went to a prop firm on a Friday in the afternoon, the only guys or girls that'll still be at the desk trading are the ones that are down money, try to make it back up. And I would say you're better off going to the bar, drinking away your woes, and hitting it fresh on Monday. I mean, I don't encourage you to turn into an alcoholic, but every once in a while, the good old alcohol helps. Right, Vicky? Vicky, thumbs up immediately. Vicky smells like alcohol this morning. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, he doesn't. I'm odd today. I didn't get too much sleep, to be honest with you guys. Didn't get a lot of quality sleep. 12 p.m. Feds Williams is speaking. 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count. 1 p.m. Feds Clarita speaks. Then Feds Quarles. Feds Mary speaks at 1 is also 2:30 Feds Williams. Got a lot of Fed speakers. Not a lot of them are relevant because they're non-voters. But you got to keep an eye out on the wire. The news squawk in the afternoon. This morning we got some news flow. We got the non-farm payroll numbers to continue to disseminate and price into the market. I think we'll have some opportunity. What I'm looking for this morning is a little bit of a fade, sell off down to maybe the 45s, and then a continuation upward. Seeing an early morning fade, mid-morning reversal, and a strong close. That's sort of the sentiment for today's session. All right. It's the first day of the month. The last month is over. Let's celebrate. And I'm going to turn around, open up the room for the trade pros. You guys have yourself a phenomenal weekend. Manage your risk, trade pro, stay out of trouble, more importantly. But not all trouble. Get in a little bit. Live on the wild side. You are a trader after all. Take care, guys. Have a good day. Have an awesome weekend. See you Monday. Ciao. All right, trade pros in the room. I'm going to do oil report because our good man is away since Wednesday. Geez, the last 2 days have been a fun hustle. Our customer service team's pretty much away. Our oil desk manager's away. It's go from 8 a.m. to like noon. All right, Marky's in the building. Hey, Mark. Hey. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. No questions. So goodbye. You too will. Take care, guys. Ciao. All right, trade pros in the room.